hate puppies.
Good podcast.
I feel threatened.
I got nothing. This is where we're headed.
That checks out.
What's going on, everybody?
The black eye is affecting me.
Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving
go.
first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking. You probably shouldn't be drinking as much as you are. If we're getting down to brass tacks, we're going to be honest about it. You guys are all drunks.
Are you going to bring out your sweaty balls?
Just don't even care.
You said you were bringing the funny, and this is, I don't think this counts.
Oh,
Stu, you
first
came
world-
in, you basically pitched a no-hitter last episode, and then you come out with, I got nothing. It's
I got
like
nothing.
you're spent.
Yeah, Stu's spent, I'm spent.
Oh, Lord. This is going great.
Go, Troy.
How was everybody's weekend?
Yeah, fucking fine.
So I would highly recommend learning how to put a car cover on your car.
Thanks, Stu. My car's out there without a car cover on it and getting rained on right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got that-
you're sticking with that story, huh? Your black eyes from the car cover.
dude, it hurt.
It's still just a material, right? Like, yeah, I understand it's like a fitted bed sheet and it's snapped back, but like, there's no weight to it, right?
No. The sheet didn't snap back. So imagine the sheets.
Oh, your hand snapped back.
No.
It's a long way to go to not say your girlfriend punched you in the fucking eye.
That's a long way to go.
The only podcast dedicated to solving first world.
You already said that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, I was
What's happening?
I was wrapping the rear end of the car. The front end was already covered.
Yeah.
And when I pulled,
Is that like a fetish
When I pulled
thing?
down on it, I was pulling the back in the car cover over the rear of the left rear bumper, and the front came off. So
Okay.
as I was pushing my weight forward to put it down,
So you went to the ground?
so I went falling forward and caught the rear deck lid on the corner right where I was putting the cover over.
Has it been established that Stu has a gigantic
Yeah,
shiner?
he said he
Okay.
said it.
I was too busy
You're in your own head.
just showing my...
That definitely
My
does
true
seem like a made up story.
Dude,
that
that
like
is a
that you
bullshit
tell the
story.
police officer after like they show up and they're like, I was just out here putting the car cover on my car, and look. So the front end was on the car, right, and then I'm pushing down
Yeah.
on the back end.
That's the old... No, Stu, do you want to press charges or not?
Yeah.
No, I
No, it
hurt
was my
myself on the
fault.
car.
I had it come. I mean, I walked into a door. Yeah, that's. I hope you heal up soon.
It still
Stu.
looks pretty bad, dude.
It does.
Like, you
No,
don't
it's,
look...
it's
How'd it feel?
it's one of the, like it didn't immediately hurt. Like I bounced off the deck lid. I'm like, well, shit, that's going to leave a mark. And sure enough, woke up the next day with a fucking shiner.
What just happened to you, Troy? I'm sorry. Troy
Nothing.
just looked down at his can like it was full of vodka. He was like, wait, what just happened?
Is this
No, it's just a different drink that I wasn't expecting.
He hates these cans. These cans are defective.
Damn.
Don't worry, it's not alcohol.
No, thank God.
Yeah, I knew you were worried about
I was very concerned.
You still mad at me for that?
Nah, there's going to be a day when I see you have a drink, and it'll probably upset me more than you not having a drink.
I like to know that. That makes me want to stick with it even more.
I'm not trying to push you in any direction. I'm just saying, like, once you see a streak, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like right now, I feel like I'm watching a no-hitter.
Yeah, and you don't want to
Like-
bring it up.
And the fucking 2
Don't
outs.
talk to the pitcher down at the end of the bench there.
Yeah, I don't want to see ninth inning, 2 outs, and then you fucking bunt. Did you throw a bunt? I'm like, no. Like, what kind of rude ass stuff was that? I mean, that was the same thing when Terrence wasn't drinking for a while.
Yeah, that
And
was
then
shocking.
I saw him come in here, and I was like, oh, what do you got in that can? And I was expecting him to turn me on to yet another cool, non-alcoholic beer. And he was like, oh, yeah, it's like an old speckled hen. And I was like,
Yeah.
but that's a beer. He's like, I know. I was like, put it down.
Wait, what? Yeah, smack it out of your hand.
Yeah, like it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't do me any good to watch you drink. It just proves that we're all fallible.
And then you jump right back on.
But then he did. That was
Yeah.
actually he gave me hope that you can actually
When I
fall
go
off
to
the wagon
Europe,
and come back.
when I go to the Guinness facility, yeah, I would have to drink a beer, and that's what he
There you
did.
go.
Like,
And if that boy, okay, there we go. But if that's really the attitude and that's really why he did it, which it turns out to be,
Yeah.
then that's actually perfect.
Yeah.
That's like me when I don't eat carbs for a while. And then you know what? I'm at the Domino's facility.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to have a pizza.
Problem
It
is when I
happens.
go off, and I would assume the alcohol would be the same way. Like when I go off my fasting or whatever, it's like I just throw my hands up and I'm like, well, why even start again? You know, like that
See,
mentality.
you'll do that. Like you
Yeah.
get a Friday, you fall off your diet, you go then fuck it, and
Fuck
you
it all
ride
weekend,
all
yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
That really is your mentality. Whereas I fall off, I go, well, that was a bad decision. And I like tighten back up.
Yeah, immediately.
I mean, I try to.
Yeah.
Like, well, I know. I immediately tighten up. If I don't make that fix in the moment, at least when my eyes crack the next day,
Yeah.
It's over.
You look at it as a new day where I'm like,
Yeah.
that was X amount of days wasted. Why get back?
May as well
going.
enjoy the
Yeah,
weekend
yeah.
or the week or January.
Or the entire month of December because it's the holidays.
Exactly.
Well, it all started back in November with Thanksgiving, and now that Christmas is coming around, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and I mean, Flag Day's around the corner, so I can go ride it out.
Arbor Day's coming up. Like
Yeah, I mean, do it for the trees.
that's right.
So what I hear you guys saying is that you're making a list of the places you'll go that will allow you to drink, the places you will go that will allow you to eat those things, and the women you will meet that you're allowed to meet.
You took it a little further.
Yeah.
No, it's always like, what's your five? What's your 5 places to go have a beer? What's your 5?
5 places where I couldn't not have a drink.
No,
I
where
was
you
gonna
would.
say,
If you
Brendan's
would,
like-
yeah. Yours
I
would
mean-
be not have a drink. His is have a drink.
Yeah, I mean, that would be tough. Like, I'm trying to think if there's something I've given up. And so I'm short list. But I'm trying to think, like, what would be a...
Trying.
I've never had that. I've never had that like celebrity 5 list. I don't even like let myself go down that. Like,
No, I just you see
Yeah, you'll make the
everybody-
list
yeah.
as it happens.
yeah, exactly.
You're like, well, officially, Emmanuel Lewis was on that list.
Were you on TV once 20 years ago? Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, just for the record, Snooki.
You had
is
a-
on my list.
She just walked through the door.
You had a three episode arc on 2.5 Men, right? All right, you're on the list.
Sold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like,
know who's on my
Jennifer
list?
Aniston. Like, yeah, no shit.
I want Lily from that AT&T commercial. She needs to make that list.
Didn't
Like,
she do stuff before she got into the commercials?
Yeah, she got a graduate degree.
No, I'm talking like some other modeling or something like
Yeah,
that.
no, she just like got drunk and like pictures were taken and apparently voluptuous
Okay.
is the word that I would use to describe Lily.
Yeah, because
She's that girl next door quality.
Funny thing is,
that
she's
polo
not-
really shows it off.
she's not hot enough to get me to switch to AT&T.
No.
But she's hot enough
Yeah,
to be
to
like,
make the
baby,
list."
she's on my list.
Well, have you heard about all that, Stu? Like, she was getting so much creepy shit on her Twitter and all that stuff. Like, she's so popular with AT&T. At least I heard this. I don't know how true it is, but like now her commercials, you'll see she's standing behind counters. She's wearing like
Yeah.
full coverage shirts.
yeah.
You will
Because,
never
like,
see her butt, ever.
Yeah, she has basically said, if I'm going to continue working with you, AT&T, I've got to revamp this whole like look because I'm basically a piece of meat at this point, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
Which good for her because that's pretty impressive because that's got to piss AT&T off. They're probably like, come buy our new AT&T tank tops that we have. You know, like
Exactly.
I don't know. But I guess you're saying so. Would Flo make your list
Flow.
from Progressive?
That commercial she does, or the commercial she does with what's John Hamm?
John
is
Hamm
pretty
is-
funny.
yeah.
Yeah. He's like, hey Flo, and she's like, who are you again?
Whatever.
Yeah, we went on a date 5 years ago. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that stupid period piece.
Yeah.
I said wouldn't work. All her friends just looking at her like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I heard Flo actually has like a real like Bob Saget background. You know,
Oh,
like,
really?
You know, like Bob Saget just became like.
Dead.
Yep.
Where
No. So like,
do you go from there?
I mean, you just hit the button and then move
Okay,
on.
never-
I don't know what else to
I
do.
did
with.
see a funny thing on the internet the other day. It said, tell me Bob Saget falling and hitting his head would not be the greatest ending to America's Funniest Home Videos.
That is pretty good.
Bro, that is so awful.
Do you know what? It was karma. It was karma. I feel bad for Carlton. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming, buddy.
You gonna slip doing that dance at one of these parties?
Yeah. Oh my God! If he starts swinging his arms and doing
Tom
the
Jones
Carlton.
comes on and
Shoot. Out
That
the
would
window.
be a fitting ending.
but Flo like
apparently
has like
Flo-
a dirty side.
Yeah, so that she was like a comedian who
Before?
had like a dark, like 'cause
Yeah,
Bob
yeah,
Saget,
yeah.
that motherfucker would tell some fucked up jokes, man.
Yeah.
Like some fucked up jokes. All right, I'm gonna give you a Bob Saget story to give you an idea of how fucked up that dude's comedy. Now I'm paraphrasing here,
Yeah.
so don't get mad that I screw up the joke, but also understand that this is actually some shit Bob Saget said. Okay, he had his baby daughter born. His baby daughter.
Yeah.
She's born into this world, and one of his buddies comes over and he's looking at the baby, and is like, "Man, that is a beautiful little girl." He's like, "You're very lucky," and he goes, $10 to finger her. She's a fucking infant.
Wow.
Oh God,
So this is
that is awful.
That is.
this is the only part of that I might have fucked up was the monetary amount.
Yeah.
Could have been a 20 spot.
It could have been a 5. I don't know.
Could have been a roll of pennies.
I hooked him up by going to town.
Yeah.
Was he, because I've seen some of the cameos, like the actual app that you can get get people to do, and he was like he's just raunchy, crazy raunchy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, is he on something, or has he been down that road? Because
No, he's
to
a-
just have that brain,
I
like
think
that
he's
is-
always been that way.
No, he was raunchy as shit, and then
Yeah.
he happened to land
Yeah, he didn't
the
want
damn
that gig.
Full House. No, he was like his agent was like, "You should check this out."
Yeah.
And then he got it, and he was like, "Well, a steady paycheck would be good." But he was known as like a raunchy ass comic. Well, Flo actually was a comic,
A
that
raunchy
was
comic too.
really real raunchy, and
I
then
gotta
it's
check that
similar
out.
situation.
Yeah.
Like she scored the damn Progressive gig, and was like, or is it Progressive?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and then.
And making straight bank now.
Yeah, so now she had to tighten the hell up.
Yeah.
She's like, well, this is a better situation.
Unlike Gilbert Gottfried, who got fired
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he had done
for
something.
saying Affleck. They're like, you said a derogatory joke. Like, Gilbert Gottfried's always been that guy. Like, he says the crazy shit too.
There's a
Like,
reason they put him on to roast people.
Yes.
Not
Right.
because he's so polite
Yeah.
that he makes you blush.
exactly.
Because he's so fucked up that you blush.
Yeah, yeah.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Same
Who's that guy-
reaction.
Who's that guy that's always on the roast? Jeff
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross. Like he's got
Roast Master
nothing.
General.
He's got nothing going on for him except for those.
That's what's so funny about him is like, I don't find him, like, I can't think of anything where I can point back and go, oh, yeah, he was in that or he was awesome.
Right.
And he
He's a
ki-
comics comic.
Yeah.
And there are comics.
But you
comics.
like when he roasts.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Why would I not? But that's all he's known for.
What's
is being
funny
an
is
asshole.
I've heard him on a lot of podcasts, and he's like super sensitive. Like, so like if you bust his chops, he doesn't like it.
No good.
And he admits to that. He's like, it's not right that this is how I am. And, I've made a
Yeah.
career of being a dick to everybody.
But that also kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, right,
I
yeah.
mean, you take the thing that you're most scared of and you turn it out.
Yeah.
The best was the 70s and early 80s with Don Rickles and those roasts.
Oh, yeah, that
with
dude
the
tears
Brat
somebody
Pack
apart.
and the way they would talk about it was just it was hilarious.
We weren't around for those two.
Oh, they're great.
I know. He's literally fucking dropping George
dropping-
Burns bombs on me.
He's dropping roast from 50 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that is some wild shit.
He was the original one. Don was hilarious.
He's like, so I'm doing the Charleston with this Betty, right? I come off the dance floor and there's this guy up there.
Stu's like, I remember when I was a teenager in the Poconos watching.
It's just how it was.
Yeah.
me and Sinatra, we were pretty tight.
That's pretty good, man. Good for you.
That dude was straight gangster too, man. Holy cow.
He killed some things.
I mean, literally
yeah.
gangster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, isn't that who the whole in The Godfather? There's that one dude.
Never seen all of it.
You never seen The Godfather?
I got bored and turned it off after like 45 minutes or an hour.
Oh, there's a character in there who's a celebrity of some sort, and he's the one who ends up
Based on,
who ends up sleeping with the head dead horse's head, and
Sounds about right.
it's basically.
Dude, you know what I
About him.
watched on Netflix?
You know that
last
that was a real horse's head.
It was?
Yeah, I didn't mean to like deep breath, but that was a real horse's head. Like I was watching something about it the other day, and they were talking about like little known facts. They were like, no. I couldn't figure out how to like make a horse's head look
Yeah.
real. He's like, so we went to the glue factory down the way.
Parts and pieces.
They literally got a head.
Back before PETA could get in
Yeah.
on everything?
They put a fucking dead horse's head in there.
Well, I mean, the horse was dead.
Yeah.
They didn't kill it for the
No,
point
they didn't
of
kill
that.
it for the like the horse had already
They killed
been
it for the glue.
They were like, hey, do you use the head?
Yeah. Hey, got a question for you. Any extra heads
Yeah.
hanging around here?
So they went and got a head and stuck it in the bed.
That's
And
way
'cause-
easier than making a fake one.
That's so yeah. Just let God do it. God made that. So yeah, because my wife had made a comment. She was like, "Yeah, it's fake, fake, fake," and I was like, "No, I heard that's real."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Let me show you." And like looked it up. Like she tried to Snope it. She was like, "Nah, you're just finding the article." I was like, "Snope that shit."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh my fuck, that's really a dead horse's head."
Why
Damn.
do women do that?
Not believe us?
Like, you just say something, they're like, no. You're like,
Yeah, I have to.
Why are you-
verify.
Because sometimes we're wrong.
but usually, like, if I'm saying something, like, I'm probably done a little bit of research
Yeah,
myself. Like, I don't like to just
I'm not going to go out on a
pull
limb.
shit out of my ass. Like, I'm not gonna just say, well, by the by, like this and this. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have.
No, I don't. Because you know what I don't like?
I don't like being wrong.
Don't like it. Yeah. Don't like being proven wrong. Don't like being wrong.
Yeah, I don't like being wrong by myself. I definitely don't like being wrong in front of other people and having it pointed out.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
as long as you
double down if it's your wife.
As long as you sound believable, you'll get away with it.
Oh, that's what the microphones are for.
I will definitely admit to being wrong when I'm wrong.
That's what the microphones are for. Everything
remember-
sounds believable.
Do you remember a couple years ago when Tarantino did Hateful Eight,
Yeah.
and it came out that like everybody was calling him racist because he uses those certain words a lot.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
I've watched most of his movies. I haven't seen all of them, but the ones I've seen I love. And I
Did
noticed
you see Hateful Eight?
I saw Hateful Eight and I saw the extended version.
Did you love Hateful Eight? Where do you put it in the hierarchy?
Well, I haven't seen. I'm trying to think of all. Can you name all of his movies?
No,
No.
I haven't seen the most recent one.
clearly. But I mean, I feel like Hateful Eight actually for me
One of the worst.
pretty low down the line.
Yeah, I would put it low.
Oh yeah, that's all. Go.
When
ahead.
you, that doesn't come to your mind when you say Tarantino. You're not thinking Hateful Eight.
No, there's a million.
Right.
There's so many other movies.
But
that
I did
would
think it
move
was
up.
really good. I mean,
I did, but as
I
far
think
as-
I think his bad movies are still above average.
Yeah, but like you got your Reservoir Dogs, you got
Yeah.
your Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
You got your
Yeah.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
Right? Then you got shit. I'm trying to think. I just had a bunch of them going
Glorious
through my head.
Bastards.
Glorious Bastards. I would put
Did he do
well
True
above
Romance?
that. Wasn't that his first?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was like literally-
Foxy Brown, is that one?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. I haven't
Was
seen
he-
True
did-
Romance.
He did the Kill Bills, right?
Did he do the one
Is
with
that Tarantino?
it was the vampire movie? The
Yes.
the bar scene.
Yes.
Was that him?
He was in it. I think that's a Tarantino flick.
I don't like that movie.
Selma
either.
Hayek,
Dusk Till
Dusk Till Dawn.
Or
I didn't
Dusk
like
Till
that.
Dawn. Yeah, I think that might have. Yeah,
And then he
thought it
did
was him.
those crazy ones. He had like Death.
Death Race.
Dude, that was the shit.
I never
I
saw that either.
loved that shitty movie.
So anyway, I noticed last night that on Netflix, Reservoir Dogs is on.
Yeah,
on
and
there
that's
now.
a great one.
And I was like, man, I haven't seen that in forever. I'm gonna watch it. Hour and a half, hour 40 minutes, quick watch, and it was made in '92. And holy shit, there's a lot of language that could be said a different way.
No, he definitely
Now, Hateful Eight, there's a ton of it. There's like a ridiculous amount of it.
none tops Django Unchained.
Yes, yeah,
Which he went
which I did like.
over
That was
the
a good
top.
movie.
I liked that better than Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight
Yeah.
is probably pretty low down my line.
Well, I don't know how low I have it because like I haven't seen Foxy Brown and stuff. I heard True Romance is good, but anyway, I watched Reservoir Dogs and it still holds up. It's still a great movie. And I was thinking, man, before I started watching, I was like, can't wait till my kids are old enough to watch something like this. Like it'd be cool to
Yeah, when
watch.
they're 40.
Right. And then I was like, oh my God, when would like, of course, by the time I was my kid's age, I was watching that kind of shit, like
Yeah,
our
but when
parents
is
didn't care.
appropriate to show? Like my dad was showing me Cheech and Chong when I was like,
Oh yeah.
your kid's age.
Yeah.
So like, and I was like, this is hilarious.
Oh yeah. I was watching all sorts of Radar movies when I was a kid.
Well,
Yeah, but
even
now, like,
even like when I let my kids watch, Dan Aykroyd and John Candy, The Great Outdoors.
Yeah.
It's a PG movie. I let them watch it, and I was like, there's a few things that popped up. I was like,
there's definitely like you can tell the rating
Oh, yeah.
system's changed. Like Airplane's PG and it's got all sorts of like crazy references. And there's a chick with her tits out. Like,
So I heard something crazy. We were doing this little movie thing.
make sure your 8-year-olds with you. Don't let them watch it alone. Make sure you're sitting next to your 10-year-old when the girl jumps out and shakes her boobs in front, like literally front of the camera. Like,
So this past week would have been 23 or 24 years ago that The Sopranos first came out.
yeah.
And they did they were talking about it. They did a 9-season, was it 8 or 9 season run? Mm-hmm. And the facts were, they averaged the word "fuck" 450 times a season. There were a total of 3.
How long were the seasons? 10, 12?
Yeah, I mean episodes. Yeah, and they said there was a total of 36 murders. Tony was responsible for 8 of them. But then
A season?
No, for the series.
In totality.
In totality of the season. But what was really unique that they said was the movie Goodfellas.
Yes.
So there were basically 36 main characters in the Sopranos season. Only
Season, or you keep saying season?
Series.
Okay.
The whole show. There's only 36 like main characters, they said.
Forget it. He's rolling.
And of those characters, only 5 or 6 of them were not in the movie Goodfellas. So, basically, almost all of the cast for Sopranos made an appearance or was in the movie Goodfellas.
Not Ray Liotta though. Wasn't he the main dude in Goodfellas?
Ray wasn't. No, it was.
Yeah, he was the main dude in Goodfellas.
Right? He
Yeah.
was the one. Karen.
Yeah.
He flushed
Is
all
it-
the
no, wait.
coke.
Yeah, De Niro movie with
Yeah. Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Yeah.
He's the main character.
But they were talking
But
about
like he got the axe.
Yeah,
he didn't,
yeah.
he didn't make it to the next level.
No, he lives in Goodfellas.
No, I'm saying he didn't make it to
Oh, yeah. He didn't make it a
Sopranos. If what he's saying is true.
Yeah.
I'm
Which-
trying to. I was listening to it on a podcast, and I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
which
then it must be
movie
true.
was.
If someone said
Yeah.
it into a microphone.
I can tell you. I can find it on the.
No,
Google.
it makes sense that, like,
Objection!
I mean,
Hearsay!
they were made around the same time. And, like, back in the day, like,
it doesn't add up
Yeah.
though.
No.
Like,
it
I'm
wasn't.
running
It wasn't.
through it. It doesn't add up.
Only 5 of the 36 main characters were not Italian.
What the fuck kind of
well, that's a way off.
Yeah, sorry. Keep going. Look, I
That
gotta
also makes sense, too.
But
I mean,
I gotta
I
make up.
understand that, but I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm running through it, and I was
no,
like,
not good,
hold on,
fellas.
I can
Sorry.
think of like one.
No,
yeah, I couldn't even think of.
I was mistaken. I gotta make up for last.
There
week.
had to have been
I gotta
some
make
though,
up
that
for
were
last week.
crossovers, right?
Oh, still.
Yeah.
Here
How
we
many
go.
negatives?
The pen is out. And -1.
How many? But there had to have been some crossovers, right?
No, I think that was.
I was just trying to figure out. The
I was
dude
holding
from
on-
the E Street band was in.
Yeah.
I'm
Van
like-
Zant.
Yeah, like I'm running through,
No,
and
no,
I'm
no.
like,
He
boy,
was
I'm
Tony's
not,
son, right?
I'm not finding it. I was like, oh yeah, Pesci. No.
This is what happens when you hold a thought in your brain for too long.
No. You thinking about the Bronx Tale? No.
Another good movie.
No.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
First time
De Niro.
the first time I saw the Bronx Tale, and I still to this day wonder. There was a long time in my life where I was like, the Bronx Tale is the single greatest movie I've ever seen. Like I said,
Yeah.
ever. Now, in retrospect, the first time I watched a Bronx Tale, my lung had collapsed and I was in the hospital, and they had me doped up on morphine.
There you go.
That's a different view.
That might have had
That's a different
something.
view.
So I'm literally laying there, high as shit on morphine, and I'm watching a Bronx Tale, and I was like,
Did it make you cry?
I don't recall crying,
Yeah.
but I remember thinking, if a chick doesn't unlock my door, man,
That's right.
that's it, dude. She's out.
I had that mentality too when I started dating girls.
And I remember taking more life lessons from a Bronx Tale than any movie.
Something
and
our kids won't have to worry about.
no. And you know what
No.
though? I still
Click, click, bleep, bleep. No, all the doors unlocked.
Yeah, it is messed up,
Yeah.
but not in my old cars.
Yeah, that's right.
In my old cars, you know what? I should do that. You know what? I guarantee I open the door, my wife doesn't lean over because she
Yeah.
anticipates.
Yeah.
that it'll be done. But
Yeah. What your girls don't realize, what your kids don't realize, is that their first cars are already sitting in the driveway.
no chance. No
Not
chance.
at this rate. They might still, when they get their driver's license, those exact cars might still be sitting in the driveway.
Well, they might be worth too much though.
They
It's
might not be
weird.
moving currently.
Well, one of them's one of them literally has water dripping in it from the storm because
All of
Stu didn't put the top on it.
All I'm picturing is like certain cars, overgrown weeds, something on center blocks.
Yeah, that's about right. You know what's crazy, man? We're 25 minutes into this, and I realized I haven't even looked down. Like there were topics, there were things.
We'll get there.
to talk about. It's just funny how this show works.
Funny how it works.
We've been
Good
doing
stuff.
it for so long,
It's good stuff.
Don't have
It's
to
like-
even.
but we didn't. I don't
We
even
go
know.
on tangents.
I don't know how we got here.
No,
I don't know where we started.
I don't know where we're going.
God only knows. It's just weird. And,
Welcome
I
to the roller coaster.
met a listener last week.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was crazy. The guy's creepy as shit, right?
And his wife is a bigger listener.
Yeah, she's cool. No.
Did Stu bring him over here?
Yeah, so Stu goes, hey man, he's like, I'm bringing my buddy by, and I was like, cool. And like I didn't even know, like I didn't know.
Yeah, you never met him. You wouldn't.
Yeah, Stu goes, I'm bringing a buddy by.
You
I
were
go,
like, Stu has friends?
yeah, that was the
Yeah,
most shocking
yeah.
part of the whole thing. When he told me he was a listener, I was like, oh, that adds up.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
You want to meet the cool guys?
Yeah. Yeah, you're just the conduit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Dave, man. That was really cool
Yeah.
meeting him, man. Like I enjoyed that. Like he came by, and it was a weird day here because it was a Sunday where like not a lot of people showed up because I think everyone thought fantasy football season's over.
There was no money to be made. So everybody's like, I'm
Gambling
out.
has shut down.
Yeah.
So he shows up and he goes, hey man, where's the Forerunner? And I'm like, okay, Forerunner's gone. How do you know I have a Forerunner?
Yeah.
Interesting. And then he goes, all right, am I too late to play some bets on the parlay? And I'm like, I actually didn't put a parlay up this week because I didn't think anyone was really showing up. I felt so bad. Like this
He
dude
didn't get
came-
the full experience.
And
He came over here.
Brendan's like, if I'd have known, I'd have cleaned up.
Yeah. I literally, the last Sunday finished, and all I did was just push the trash off the bar into the trash
Yeah.
can. And I was like, well, clean it up for just me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not hosting anything.
No special guests coming by.
He showed up. He's like, where's the runner? I was like, oh yeah, it's in the shop. He's like, I'll put some money on the parlay. Oh yeah, I didn't do one of those. And that's when I was like,
Breaking his heart.
I wish I would have cleaned up. And then no joke, like I've had beer on tap and I've been working through these, and I had this this Founders All Day IPA was like straight Hanukkah keg.
I was gonna say it was the Hanukkah. It was the
Yeah.
menorah of kegs.
I love when that happens.
Yeah.
When you get a Hanukkah keg that just the oil won't run dry on that lamp.
Exactly. Yeah.
The
And
gift
it's the
that keeps
best
on
thing.
giving.
It just
Yeah.
keeps going. And so I'm like drinking beers all day, and he's drinking his own beer. And I turned to him and I'm like, man, you like IPAs, right? Like you brought some IPAs. I was like, how about you have one of these? I can't kick this keg.
Yeah.
I could use some help. And I was like, here, I'll start it. And I opened it and went, and I was
Oh,
like,
I did.
Oh my god.
Because he
like-
actually told me, as I told him what was on tap, he's like, I like Founders. I was like, good, you can help him.
dude,
You've
crack
been
it.
bitching about that keg for 2-3 weeks.
3
now.
weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks that keg lasted. A keg doesn't last here for a week.
No.
3 weeks, full days, like just wouldn't go. I gave this guy the single worst possible experience. Like I felt bad.
Yeah.
I was like, boy. And then no one showed up. The only saving grace was I hit you up, Troy, and I was like, hey, if you show up, this guy will take a shot of Malort. And I don't know what
get a Marco
slumber,
Polo
what
at,
slumber I drew Troy out.
Well,
of.
that must have been the second half of the day because
Oh, it was.
I was
like
here for the first half and
He
things
hit me
were
up
good.
at, like-
Things were good.
7:00. He's like, Marco Polo me. He's like, hey man, you around? Like, what are you doing? What's going on? I got a listener here that's like, he's, wants you to be here, and if you show up, we'll do Malort shots. And I was like, I was sitting at home with my family, and I was in my like comfy clothes, and I was like, I don't know, should I go over there? And my wife's like, well, you better go make your fans happy. And I was like,
That's right.
I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go over there for a little bit. And you said the M word, so I felt kind of obligated.
What's the M word?
Malort.
Oh, I was like, but I couldn't think of the M word.
yeah.
Yes, Malort is the M
Yeah.
word. Yes, that makes more
And then
sense.
y'all seemed a little disappointed when I did show up.
It was just that kind
It
of.
was like, hey, now we got to do the Malort.
well, because it was one of those like, oh joy.
And it kind of stings when I didn't have to take it.
Yeah, I had to take it on your behalf.
Regardless,
Thank you, sir.
Dave got the full experience. He was here right at 1, stayed till.
Dude, I wasn't here at 1. Like literally, I walked out here, and then this dude walks in. I'm like, I'm ill prepared for you, guest.
Yeah.
Who are you?
At one point, it's probably like 8 o'clock, and Dave's like, hey, Brendan, can I have a beer? I brought 12, but I seem to be out of them. I was like, you've been here a minute, dude.
But that's how I knew he was one of
Yeah.
ours. He was one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you're all right in my book. No, that was.
He spoke highly of his wife, who's, as Stu mentioned, a diehard listener.
Oh, he spoke more than highly.
Oh, yeah. He couldn't say enough good
He
things. about
literally
her.
said to me, he goes, I'm just like you. I outkicked my coverage with my wife too. So I was like, that's a very positive compliment about your wife.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
going on about how awesome she was and how lucky he was. And I
Yeah.
was like, I get it, dude.
Yeah, after
And
a while.
it took him a second to get he was trying to explain the podcast to her, and it took him a second to get her into it. But then after a couple times, she's
Look, man, I've been
Full
doing
on.
this 7 years, and I had someone ask me about it the other day, and I'm like, they're like, oh, what do you? Oh, I met the announcer for the Petersburg Chili Peppers, the
baseball team, the Chili Pepper, yeah.
and he's like, oh, we're gonna start a podcast. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Good
You know, I
luck.
do a podcast. I said, there's a million of them. I said, it's real easy to do. You don't need much equipment. I was telling him about it, and he and somebody else were like, I was like, I've been doing this 7 years. He's like, oh, what's it about? I'm like, I wish I could tell you, dude. I was like, it's me and some buddies, and we try a different beer every week, and then we just talk about things.
I was on like a Zoom call today with like 60 people, like a big Zoom call. And we were talking about digital advertising in the audio space and like different ways you can do it and things you can do. And this dude drops on like literally in the middle of it. Like you never know where a listener's going to crawl out of the woodwork, you know? And I'm sitting there and like there's like 60 people on this damn call. And the guy goes, I mean, these things are everywhere. You wouldn't even know it. In fact, you guys are in the presence of a podcast star right now. A guy who moonlights who's on this call right now. And I was like, and you may not recognize him because he just shaved his mustache at the end of November. And I was like,
Oh no!
holy crap.
Were you honored, or were you like, please don't bring this up in front of everybody?
He played it so cool. He only did it so the people who knew that I was growing a mustache would have been able to piece it together.
Yeah.
But like just slid it in. And I was like, fucking listener. like you never
Where's this
know.
guy?
Okay.
At is he
Northeast.
Oh, okay.
So I got a question for you, because this is what you do. And we might have talked about this, but I'm still, as podcasts continue to grow, I'm still not understanding. I guess it's because of the content and everybody's so particular about the content. But like, why wouldn't a McDonald's like throw $50 to a podcast like us just to bring them up? You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing money to them, but just to get more.
Well, that's
ad
what was so
space out
funny. This
there.
whole thing was being talked about how they have over 17,000 podcasts in their network.
That's impressive. But there's like a million podcasts, right? Like, in the numbers, like,
But what's crazy about that is I was brought up in the moment of someone who does a podcast. They got 17,000 plus podcasts in their network. I ain't in their network.
I was just getting ready to say, where are we?
I'm
Where-
not-
if you think about what's,
I'm not getting a check for pennies. Like I'll take check for pennies.
yeah, that's
You know?
and that's my point.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you can't do one. Like, they can obviously find the numbers for all these things. So, like,
Oh, I know the number.
we have enough numbers to where like someone could validate sponsoring us.
on a micro level, but in
Yeah.
order to get into a network like that, the bare minimum is you need 20,000 downloads every episode before they will even consider
Yeah.
your demographic to add to their network to be like, okay, we can find
But that's
this
such a
demographic.
small percentage of podcasts that even hit that. Probably
Sure. Oh,
if they have 17,000 in their network, there's probably less than 100,000 out of 1 million.
Yeah, that have that many
So I'm
downloads an
saying
episode.
We've
Yeah.
we've already established how like our numbers are decent for what we do.
We're
and
in the top 80% of podcasts
Yeah,
Right.
because of the numbers we have,
yeah,
which makes us irrelevant to advertiser
Yeah.
revenue because we don't have 20,000 downloads an episode.
But what's crazy is like we've been doing it longer than almost every podcast that's ever been out there.
Yeah.
So like we have a value, even if it's a small value. So why not distribute instead of spending $10,000 on a big episode on a big podcast? Why not distribute that across a bunch of small podcasts to get?
So that actually will come because all right. So there's something called influencer marketing, and that's basically where you pay some TikTok star,
Yeah.
Yeah.
some
Six
Instagram,
figures to, yeah.
You find someone who has 1 million followers, and you go, "Hey, do me a solid, and just drink White Claw in your posts,
Yeah.
and talk about how good White Claw is," and then boom, like they pay
Yeah.
him. So that was the model for influencer marketing. Well, now that social media has been around long enough that they've seen that come to maturation, they've actually gone back and said, you know what? The Kardashians don't move the needle as much
Yeah.
per dollar that I'm putting in. 'Cause
I mean,
I got to pay you $100,000.
Because I can see where you get like your direct, like if you do that with some TikTok star, you'll get that demographic because it's the people. But like if you spread it across, you might get whole new demographics.
So that's it. So this is called micro influencers, and this is now all the rage, where you find people who have like 1,000 followers but are more loyal, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
Right.
when you're at 1,000 followers, like these people interact with
yeah.
them. So
Like
you
one of
get-
our podcasts that we love, the Chad Duke Show. I mean, the dude basically is in a small market doing his own thing, charging $15 a month and getting rich off of it.
Yeah.
From advertise and
But
not
it's
even
small.
Yeah, it's
It's
very
small.
small. Well,
So-
small like we wish we were that small, but small in
Right.
comparison.
Sure, but he's probably, if you look at, we can get to the 80% mark. He's probably like the 85. Like
Yeah.
it's just that jump is astronomical to get
Yeah.
to that point.
It's the-
and then to
it's
get
the-
into the top 10%, good God.
Yeah.
It's the NFL comparison. The 1% of athletes, not even,
Yeah.
make it
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
NFL. Everybody does it, but in
Yeah.
your,
But
your
so in
top
due
85
time, that will come because right now we're doing a lot of micro influencers. We find people with 1,000 followers and we go, these people are more rabid. So we'll tap
But why
into-
don't we see big name corporations?
No, I'm saying
on
it's coming.
podcasts?
I'm just saying it's coming.
Like even on big ones, like you don't see McDonald's ads and Pepsi ads and Coke ads. Like
oh,
that's,
it's there now.
oh, is it? Because none of the podcasts I listen to have any major.
It's not
Sponsorships
there
like
to
that.
the direct podcast. Like you're not going to, Joe Rogan and going, "Hey, do McDonald's." They're saying, "Okay, you guys get 100,000 downloads an episode," which is pissant compared to Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
And so they say, "I'm going to buy all these podcasts that fit my demo that have 100,000 downloads, and we're going to dynamically insert ads." They put a 30-second ad that just shows up. It's not host read.
yeah,
It just
yeah.
shows up.
But
at a
I
natural
feel like
rate.
I don't hear those either.
You do, but see, you're listening to the 1%.
Yeah,
You're listening to the Joe Rogans. You're listening to Adam Carollas.
Yeah.
You're listening to those guys who do host read and get paid the big bucks.
well, I listen to probably a dozen podcasts, and some do host read, and some do host read that are obviously clips that are played over and over, and
Yeah.
some have ad space where it's
well, you
somebody
should
else
be
speaking.
hearing
So that is coming around.
absolutely.
Okay.
But so when I was saying the influencers, like it started one way, right? Getting the person to actually do it, and you pay that one person $100,000 to do it.
How dumb are we that like one influencer can like drink
Yeah.
a White Claw and then everybody's like, I'm going to drink the White Claw. Like,
yeah, but that's
it
what,
happens.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
And so podcast is still at that infancy where they're paying all that money to the big people. And then you have now
really, the word is dynamic. It's going to get way more dynamic.
Yeah, because we're like, I'm literally doing this all the time where I'm putting a 30-second spot into a podcast.
Yeah.
If you're the right audience.
Yeah.
And so we're doing that now. Now that's still playing out at this higher level.
But
And-
it's weird. Like, I'll go to World Star and see like for a long time, they would have like a Subaru ad. I'm like, who the hell is on?
but that's because you're a lesbian. And so
I do like girls.
you like women, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm not wrong. So, but like, no, like that's how that works. Is because
So if you go there, it'd be a different ad? Is
I'd
what
get
you're
a
saying?
different ad on
Really?
Worldstar. Yeah, I get
They
a
can
flashlight.
do that?
I get a flashlight. You get a Subaru.
Interesting.
different people.
If that's true, then
I know. I mean, that is what I do. That's
really,
true.
if different people go to the same website, they get a
Oh
different ad.
yeah.
100%.
I was never in the market for a Subaru.
You were in the market for a Jeep.
Yeah, but that's not a Subaru.
It is.
No, you
It's
said the
not
word. You said the
in
word
your
Subaru.
mind.
You said the word Subaru sometime around your phone.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Then it got
You were looking at off-road
translated.
vehicles, right?
Yeah.
So that puts me as a marketer saying, okay, this person,
See, that's how dumb I am. I didn't even know it was dynamic to each individual person that went to that
if
site.
you go to Yahoo right now and I go to Yahoo and he goes to Yahoo right now, we will all get different
You're
ads on
showing
that
our age.
page. Okay, I'm just saying no because
Sorry,
Yahoo,
Netscape.
No, the reason I say Yahoo is because Yahoo only does dynamically inserted ads. They don't actually have any inventory that
Oh,
they
wow.
will sell directly. So I use them as an example of a site that
and
will
they get
bubble
so
up to the top.
the AI gets something from your phone that you've looked at and
Correct.
uses that as to decipher which ad you're going to get.
Correct.
Because what's the
And the reason you get some weird shit is because everybody who's on your Wi-Fi in your house, all of those things get meshed into the same devices, and that's why occasionally you'll see like what your wife likes or something that your kid likes.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that all of it kind of plays in, and this is why, you know, when we talk about shit, all of a sudden we start seeing
What do you-
Premier
I'm-
League soccer
yeah.
ads. And we're like, we don't even watch that.
I'm at a loss for words, but what's your unique number? What's it called? Your unique
4.
on your computer, your
Your IP address
Yeah,
or
your
your
IP.
device ID,
Yeah,
depending
your-
on
yeah.
if you're looking at a phone or a computer.
IP address, and then your phone, obviously.
Yeah. But so the whole point of what I was saying was you had influencers for the longest time, right? Now we're doing more micro influencers where we're like, okay, here's 50 people who have 1,000 as opposed to finding someone with 500,000, right? So we find 50 people with 1,000.
Yeah.
And then we talk to those people because it's actually becoming more effective where we'll notice more movement in selling a product
Right.
or changing.
Well, and,
And it probably-
and keep beating the same ad to the same people is it's repetitive and people stop caring. Like
Yes.
you start skipping past it or you start tuning it out mentally.
So where 5 years, if we keep going another 5 years,
Oh, great.
then we will get to a point where then we actually will be important because they're like, no, we're trying to influence the East Coast, talk to these people. We want guys of a certain age who are into certain things. Then our podcast actually makes sense.
AARP.
And they start going down to
Well, but
the micro podcast. That's what'll come, but it takes time.
But also-
Social
we were
media-
ahead of the time.
social media came out long before podcast came out. So it took that long for it to mature to the point that you start moving down funnel to these kind of micro influencers. That's where we will end up. And that's where we'll start seeing money. Or,
So then we'll start making $50 bills.
Yeah.
or
Once a year.
Yeah.
you fucking listeners, sorry, could start
Somebody
sharing.
edited that in.
Could start sharing the podcast, start Cincinnati swapping people where you take their phone and sign them up, or just turn to your cubicle worker or turn to your
Yeah.
friend and say, hey, I really dig Inside the Pallet House. How about you listen to that?
Yeah.
That is the fastest way for us to
Yeah.
move the needle is because we have all these listeners.
And if you're local, you can meet us. Even better.
No, you can't.
There's a chance.
There's a chance,
yeah.
but it's
If you're in a Publix or a Wegmans.
yes, yeah. You can find us. But no, but that honestly, the fastest we can either wait 5 years,
Yeah.
or listeners could actually spread the word because that is the best commodity we have is all of you that
Yeah.
are out
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
that are listening. That's the number one thing we have. We
Well,
have
and that's
your
my
ears.
thought for, we're all about diversifying and literally, spreading our fingers and keep that going. And that's where I thought the ad space, it'd be better to spread that out to new listeners as opposed
you're
to
the-
beat it in the drum of the same podcast over and over and over.
Yes.
And if you're the advertiser and you want to reach 50,000 people for a certain product, go to the smaller podcasts that will reach out to the same numbers, and it's going to cost me less as opposed to trying to find that one podcast that reaches the same.
Well,
Like,
and I would argue that it's more effective to
Right,
find the
right.
smaller
Yeah.
ones where people are more loyal.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we're not going to need $500,000 in ad dollars. We're
I
gonna
meet
give me
people. Yeah,
$200.
Yeah.
Are you serious? I start whoring myself at 5.
Yeah.
And that's
We've had that discussion
yeah, no,
with
like
sponsors in the past.
we have. It's awkward as shit. They're like,
Yeah.
so what does this cost? And I'm like, what do you think it
Yeah.
should cost? So I don't want to give you a number. And they go, I don't know, I'll give you $100. I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
No.
They could have started at 20 and I would have
You
been like,
answered,
yeah.
you answered your own question earlier. We're in the top 80% of podcasts.
Yeah, but do you understand how low?
Yeah.
Do you understand how bad the
Top
bottom
80,
79?
yeah.
The
They don't
bottom,
know that.
The bottom 79 is fucking horrible. Just, I'm talking single digits,
Yeah, but
double digits, top.
If you
like, it's
pull our
bad.
numbers, like if you know anything about podcasts and you saw a podcast that's been around for 7 years weekly without missing any days, and then with our decent numbers, that has a value. Like it ain't much, but it has a value.
It has a value.
Yeah.
Yes. But the fastest way to get us is if the listeners,
Because I would think we're past like
and
content.
this is me pleading with the listeners to please tell your people, tell your friends, check
Yeah.
us out, because we've been doing this for a while, and it's gone up and down and up and down. It always finds new heights, but then it always seems to find these weird lows. And
Yeah.
it's like it's depressing to watch.
Yes.
Honestly, I got enough depressing fucking signals
Yeah.
coming in. I don't
This is
need
supposed to be
anymore.
fun.
Yeah. So like.
It costs us money.
It does. And if you like better than reaching out and sending us Venmo. What's that Venmo?
At Inside the Pallet
That's
House.
the one. Better than sending us, $20.
Yeah, for real.
Honestly, tell your neighbor,
Yeah.
because then they start listening and then they tell the neighbor.
Get 5 subscribers. Like that's way more value than 20
It
bucks.
is, because every subscriber who digs it
Right.
and who feels it, they spread it
Reviews it.
around. It goes a long way. It really does.
The reviews hurt too. Like you need a certain amount of reviews on a lot of these streaming apps to like before they start like considering you.
Man, that's so tough. All right, speaking of listeners that don't suck. We
We're
did
still,
get
we
a-
have it.
we're
We
still
have
back on
any?
the same topic, same listener.
Yeah, we got a deli from the listener who showed up, Dave. Shout out again. He brought us a deli last week.
Very unique one, too.
I couldn't
based on if
remember what it
the
was. I
name.
was trying to explain it to my wife, and I was like,
Been over a year since our last review.
Yeah,
over a year.
how piss poor is that?
That's disgusting. And I haven't even yelled at you guys. Like I've been nice, and it's been over a year.
Well, Troy,
Now I'm mad.
the forum's yours.
Why
I'm
would-
not going to go there. I'm not even going to get mad.
give us a
I'm
review.
going the opposite route.
Why don't we,
Okay,
Why
okay.
don't we go down the road of like give us a review, and then we'll try your deli you send in.
I tried yelling. It doesn't work, obviously.
I'm going to do my best,
So-
Troy. Seriously, guys, this is bullshit. You need to review the podcast. How hard is it to fucking open up the app that you're already using? You're already using it to listen to the podcast, and all you have to do is just click the 5-star button. Oh, it would take another 10 seconds. How about this? I really like this podcast. I relate to these guys. Send.
Done.
What a bunch of twats.
You
How'd I
nailed
do?
that. That
How'd I
was
do?
awesome.
Was that pretty good?
That did I mean,
Pretty good?
it didn't sound like me, but like the words were me. That was definitely.
But I have a hard time doing your voice.
Well, yeah.
I tried.
Well, I mean, nobody can.
Well, yeah. I was
Nobody can do my voice. I
Nobody
mean,
can do my voice.
Audio Dreamboat.
I know.
There's only one. There could be only like the Highlander.
Unfortunately, that's very true. Well, Troy, can you grab the deli
Oh, is it back here?
It's on top of the kegs in the fridge.
from the one listener we're celebrating this week? That's Dave.
Oh, we don't have
yeah.
any cups out here.
Yeah, we do. I thought we did.
How do we not have cups? What? Oh, you know why?
What happened last
We
week?
used them all last week to do shots of Malort.
Malort shots. What did you grab? You grabbed a totally different beer.
It's on top of the keg. I just reached out. I can't see it. I just reached up there. I need, one
Oh,
cup.
look at this. The Pallet House provides. The Pallet House provides. All right, so this is officially
I like the clear cup because then we can see it.
Pina Colada IPA.
3-notch.
Oh no.
Compete to us. Don't
Hey
shake
Dave,
it.
I got bad news for you, buddy. Troy hates coconuts.
Yep, I'm already out. I told him last week when he showed it to me, I was like, I'm not going to like this. Nope, right here. I don't know why he pulled 3 out.
I went from the middle and not the top. That way it was cleaner.
It's a good looking beer.
Yeah.
Give it that. This is Three Notch Brewery.
It actually
what
smells
does it
good.
say at the top?
Campitas
Campitas?
made with,
Friends for Friends.
I guess that's Friends for Friends.
Three Notch Brewing Company. Oh, Costa Rica is on there. Costa Rica Beer Factory. Okay, so this is like made with friends for friends. So this is a mixture
script-
between two breweries, Three Notch and the Costa Rica Beer Factory.
Costa
Pina
Rica
Colada
Brew
IPA.
Ventures is an exciting and unique way for craft beer lovers to experience Costa Rica. Oh, Brendan's in.
Have you been?
7.5 ABV and
Best
20
beer I ever had.
IBU.
Five.
Good friends and good beer go together. That's why we call this beer Campitas, Costa Rican for friends. Pineapple and coconut flavor give this IPA a tropical burst of flavor that you are going to want to share. A collaboration between Costa Rica Beer Factory and Three Notch Brewing Company. It was made by friends for friends.
Okay, so
There
check
you
this
go.
out. I've had a sip.
It smells delicious.
Have you been to Costa Rica?
Yeah.
What?
All right. Dude, there was one day there. I ate 4 whole chickens.
Hola, adios.
Four whole chickens
Well, it was about 3.5, but I did my part.
with some dry white
It
toast.
smells really good. It's a lot of pineapple on the nose.
Okay. Before you put that in your mouth,
Uh-oh.
Stu, I don't want to see his reaction. Troy is going to have a very difficult time exceeding a 2.
That much pineapple in it? I mean, coconut?
I'm just saying, I don't think Troy is going
I'm
to.
going to disagree.
Okay. No, this is a fun. All right. Let's do an over under on Troy's vote.
Over on Troy's vote?
2.5. I'm taking the under.
No, I wouldn't say he would go 3. If the over under was 2,
No, but 2.5 is a push. That's fine. I'm saying 2.5. I say Troy goes under. You going to take the over on that? You've tasted it a second time.
I think he might go over.
Okay.
I don't
2.5 is
but
the line.
I don't know if he kills it just because it's coconut. Because
I'm just saying Troy goes under.
I think it might need a second sip.
Oh, this is going to require, I can tell you my first sip to my second sip was light years different. So it's going to take Troy a few sips. I'm going under.
It's very, on the first sip, it's very IPA. Like, no doubt about it.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm digging it because it's not leaving the coat.
There's zero
on the
coat.
back end
Yeah.
of
Zero
a
back
IPA.
end. Zero back end stink. No bitterness outside of the hoppy profile that presents itself on the front, but it doesn't hold on. It doesn't linger.
No. So far, in the first sip.
Yeah.
In the first sip, I didn't
Oh, it says coconut cream.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get a lot of coconut
Yeah.
in mine. Did you?
I get a little coconut, yeah. Dolores O'Riordan would be a fan.
Who?
Dolores O'Riordan.
No idea what that is.
There's the lead singer of the Cranberries.
And
You don't have to let it linger.
I was thinking coconut. I was like, did they have a coconut?
Yeah,
song?
she's from Costa Rica.
Brendan went,
Small town in Ireland.
Yeah.
Brendan went the full mile for that one.
I did.
That was good. That was good. I give you credit on that.
Here comes the punchline.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should go with a bathtub joke or never mind.
A singer that no one knows the name of from a band 30-some years ago. Nailed it.
Dude, she was fantastic.
No, she could sing her ass off, but like they didn't have a lot of hits and no one knew her name.
Some of us did, Troy.
Yeah, some of you.
Some of us cried and didn't do it in the bathtub.
So this is sneaky.
It's real sneaky, and it's
That's-
like 7% or something. It's like
7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with a real sneaky.
Yeah, it's good though because I'm just
Little metallic.
Could be the process.
No, I don't.
I don't
think that's
I don't have the metallic thing going on.
Well, that's like
Do you have to?
Do you have to?
It doesn't linger.
let it linger.
Yeah, this is going to be
I
interesting.
got that song stuck in my head now.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
Oh my friend.
Question. It's literally called Compita's
Friends. Yeah.
Pina Colada IPA.
Correct.
Now, I'm not big pina colada drinker. Does that taste like a pina colada to you?
No.
Yeah, it's in the ballpark. I mean, I get the pineapple, I eat the coconut. I'm surprised you're not picking up on the coconut as much as
I'm
you
really
are.
not. I didn't pick it up on the nose or my taste buds.
So that's perfect for you.
yeah.
Like that's
See-
best case. I may lose this bet.
See, right in the middle, I get. This is me,
To me, the pineapple overpowers, and it's a good pineapple.
but there's right in the middle is when I taste that it's an IPA. Not the first sip, and it doesn't linger like an IPA. Right in the middle, before you swallow, like it's just there's a little tinge, and like, oh yeah, that's an IPA right there.
But
Then it
that
goes away.
there is a creaminess. Now that you said coconut cream, it makes a lot more sense because it's damn near like a lactose beer. The
Yeah,
way
it's
it, like-
thick.
Yeah, it's got that smooth kind of. I don't want to say syrupy because syrupy is the wrong word. But
Yeah.
No.
viscosity.
Yes.
It's got the viscosity of a lactose beer, and that's
Yep.
that cream. So if you're not tasting the coconut, you're feeling the coconut cream
Yeah.
in the viscosity of it.
When it's cutting the hop aftertaste out,
Cutting
which
all
I
that,
which I like.
love.
Yeah.
Actually,
One of my biggest turnoffs on the IPA.
Yeah.
so this is
Completely mislabeled.
a very interesting beer. The pineapple pops like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You cannot argue with that.
No.
And it is actually held by the backbone of the IPA.
That's why I'm saying to me it's not a pina colada beer so much as it is a pineapple beer.
Well, it's more pina than colada.
Yeah.
I don't smell if I smell it, it smells like an IPA. I don't smell the pineapple.
No, that's what's funny. On the nose,
I
It's
smell the
IPA.
pineapple.
total opposite of, not total opposite, but it deviates in the flavor. It's interesting. Stu, I'm going to let you start this because I want Troy to go last. 'Cause we have a bet.
So I'm completely befuddled because I usually don't go high on IPAs just because I don't like the back end flavor. But it's smooth. It's not lingering to go with the cranberries, but it doesn't have that back end taste of an IPA. Up front is great. I'm stuck between a 3.5 and maybe one half more, but I don't know if I could drink more than two of these. Like to your point, like that creaminess,
Yeah, I get it.
it's getting there to where I'm gonna go 3.5. I'm gonna go 3.5 because I can't drink more than my fair share of these.
I get it. No, but that's a fair score because I'm wrestling in the same department.
Yeah.
So-
If I go 4, then I'm completely going. I can't give it a 4 because I just wouldn't want to buy a whole lot of these.
I can tell you this. The final sip I just had, the last sip I had, I enjoyed the shit out of. Like it really started to come home for me.
Coming together.
Yeah, it's really starting to come home for me. I like the creaminess. I like that the hop is there, but then it is overrun by pineapple. And I like that the coconut produces a cream. I'm actually starting to talk myself into a higher score. Hold on.
Ooh, this is really gonna come down to me.
Yeah, because it's
How far I shoot this down is gonna play a huge role in whether or not it's a deli.
and for as much as I keep drinking it, I'm still not getting like I was waiting for all the flavors and all the stuff that you
killed
get
it.
up
You want
at,
another one?
At first, I'm waiting for it to turn into an IPA. Like I'm waiting for that back end to kick in finally because I've had so much of it, but it's not.
So, Stu, I'm in the exact same problem with you. I don't think I could drink a bunch of these, but I would love a pint of this. That's where I am.
16-ounce can. This
I
is your
like how
kicker.
much it masks the 7.5.
Yeah.
Like my face just went numb, but it doesn't feel like my face is gonna go numb.
Yeah, because you can't feel it.
It's like an accident, you know. It's like, oops, my bad, flaccid.
Didn't mean
and I
not
can't
clocking in the night, boss.
I can't go extra like half point for marketing or anything. Like it's straight up. They're just saying this is what it is. We've split it. There's nothing.
Look, when you leave a
popping,
deli with a 4, in front, when that's your first number, you better.
No, my first number was 3. I'm debating between 3 and 3.5.
Well, I know, but Stu was talking about 3.5, 4, and I'm like, if you're going forward, you better love that beer. Like that better be something you
I think I'm going 3. I'm 3.5
sell
because
at
I'm
space for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 3.5 because this is completely surprising me. It's
it's a shockingly good
exactly
beer.
not what I was expecting.
But in my mind, a deli is like crushable.
Dare I say?
You know what I mean?
We all know delis are crushable.
Don't
You know
say
what I
that
mean?
when I'm drinking.
Like every deli, you should be able to have like a 6-pack and
Yeah.
be like best night of my life.
Yeah.
You don't see that.
I feel like, all right, my taste buds say 3.5.
3.5 isn't an insulting score.
No, but my brain says 3
Ah,
is the problem here. I'm having a real hard. This is a 3.25. That is the fucking problem.
yeah, but we don't do that.
But could you give them the extra half? Not saying you have to, but I guess what I'm saying is I can't get the word out is creativity, coming up with the idea of like putting this all together, and it is
Okay, you know what? I never do this.
Every beer's been made. I mean, that's a pina
I'm
colada
going to
beer is not
allow
the most
stew.
creative.
I'm going to
thing.
allow stew logic to creep into my brain.
Oh no,
No, I'm going to allow stew logic to creep into my brain.
stew is in your head.
I like that it's Costa Rica.
Oh, there we go. That gives it a
But
0.25.
that's stew logic, right?
Yeah.
That's stew logic. I'm going to allow stew's logic to creep into my head and just give it an arbitrary bullshit bump
Yeah.
for some nonsense.
That
And,
means nothing to the beer.
yeah, so Pura Vida, 3.5.
cheers.
Nailed it.
He made it.
So-
damn.
So
For
when,
those that know, I just shot a blind shot to a trash can over the bar and it sung. Which I
So-
need. Don't throw yours out. I need a picture.
There's 4 more or 2 more.
so when I came over Sunday and hung out with you guys and Dave, and he was like, you were like, oh, Dave Rodelli. I was like, sweet. That's always nice. One less thing, right?
This is like 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
that we have not bought a deli.
It's been awesome.
This is the first month, I think, like a true month
Yeah.
where we have not had to buy a deli. Respect the shit out of that. The
For real,
listeners
for
have
real.
been stepping up. I am a big fan of fans.
Yes. But we talked about it on Sunday because this beer has a lot of things I don't like in it. IPA.
Boom.
Coconut. Coconut. It's free, which I do like.
Oh,
There we go. So yeah, I should not like this beer. Unfortunately, I think I do. I think I do like this
no,
beer. Yeah.
don't. Are you serious?
Yeah. It's definitely not deli worthy. It's not
Even
that
if
high,
you gave it a 3.5, it couldn't because
Yeah.
it didn't come over.
but I would give this beer. I could drink one of these beers. It's not bad. And to me, the coconut. If you didn't tell me there was coconut in it, I wouldn't have tasted it.
Okay.
It's heavy pineapple. It's got the bite of the IPA, which it should. It's an IPA. It should have that bite, but it doesn't have
It's a
the shit.
7.5%
Yeah,
IPA.
but it does not have that shit finish, which is a huge turnoff to me. So I'm going to give this beer a 3. I think this beer is worthy of a 3. It's
There you
above
go.
average.
There you go.
Nice.
That's a respectable score.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not.
Not a deli.
So I lost my bet. And Stu, you won your bet.
I'm not going to gloat.
It was a gentleman's bet.
I'd like to thank all
Yeah,
the
but a
small
gentleman's
people.
bet. Look,
yeah.
that's the funny thing about a gentleman's bet. I feel a gentleman's bet just like a monetary exchange.
Like a $5
Oh, yeah.
bet.
Yeah. It pisses me off
Yeah.
just as much or makes me as elated just as much. My wife doesn't get that. I'll be like, I'll bet you. She'd be like, no, you're going to bet some bullshit like a blowjob. And I'm like, no, a gentleman's bet is actually
Yeah.
perfectly fine. I want a fucking W.
Yeah,
Just
we-
a little mental W.
We do blowjob bets, gentleman style, all the time.
Yeah. And,
This is my last podcast.
and you've been winning lately. Breaks my heart.
We all win.
You know what though? It's funny. It's funny
Yeah,
you say
you're
that.
not the one crying yourself to sleep.
It's funny you say that. Like most women won't engage in a quote unquote gentleman's bet, just a bet for the bet, because if you accept a gentleman's bet for what it is, when it's over and done with, there's not supposed to be any explanation or how you won or whatever. Like,
No, it's just a
they were-
W.
Yeah, it's like we don't have to talk about it. It
but
just happened.
We do things like that all the time.
But I'm competitive in nature. It's like I just
Yeah.
I want a bet. You don't actually like would I prefer a monetary exchange? Yeah. But that comes down to the dollar, the size of the dollar you hand me. It's the fact you have to hand me $1. That's what I want. I want to watch you physically hand over $1. That to me is like, haha. But if I can't have that, I just want you to look at me and go, I lost.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm a champ.
Well, that's like Sunday when I was coming over here. My wife was like, "Oh, they're gonna have Malort," and my oldest son was like, "What's Malort?" And I was like, "Well, it's this liquor that's awful tasting." I was like, "You don't get it yet, but you will. Like, you're a dude, so you will get like
Yeah.
us guys. We do
Dumb
things
stuff.
like that. Like, we'll make a bet and there'll be a punishment. Like, there's no need for a punishment, but we'll have a punishment.
There should be a punishment.
Yeah.
A gentleman's bet is the lowest level of punishment.
But even without like a bet related, like we could do a wheel of cool things we want to do, and we could have a bad one just because.
Absolutely.
And then we stick to it. Be like,
Absolutely.
we got to do it.
Yeah. No, like
That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
The chance of
Yeah, we'll do a coin flip. Like, you want to go eat at a good place or a bad place, and we'll flip the coin and be like, "Guess we're going to the bad place."
one of my favorite bets I ever won. I had a bet with my buddy. He was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. I'm obviously a Bears fan, right? And I was like, it was snowing. It was freezing outside, just snowing its ass off. And I was like, he was like, I don't want to bet money. I don't want to do this. I was like, okay, that's fine. Whoever loses this game
oh no jacket.
has to go out there in their underwear for 10 minutes and just stand on the deck. And for that 10 minutes, I was so
Yeah.
Bears won, thank
Yeah.
God. But I remember just sitting there and just seeing him freezing, and I was like, "Yep, I'm happy that he's miserable." And there shouldn't be joy in that, but man, I still relish in that moment. I can picture him right now standing out there, and I'm like, face.
I'll always remember in college, I went hung out at a buddy's house. I know I brought this up, so bear with me, listeners. But we were sitting around just drinking beer, and his girlfriend had recently bought a big couple boxes of Girl Scout cookies, and he was eating them. And we all we were broke, and we are like, give you $10 if you can eat the whole box, or like 2 box, whatever it was. And he was like, he was eating them. He's like, I bet I could eat a bunch of these. We're like, bet you can't. And then we like made up all these stipulations, like you can't puke, you gotta eat it in this time frame, you gotta hold it out, and like everybody threw in $10. It ended up being like $50. The dude ate it, held it down for 30 minutes, went in the yard, puked his guts out. We're laughing our ass off.
It's hilarious.
His girlfriend come home furious.
Yes,
You say
even better, even better.
These were already sold to the kids down the street.
No,
Or the-
she had just bought them from
she
the
just
kids.
bought 'em.
And she was
Oh, I
like,
thought she was
I want to
selling
eat those. So you just ate them and puked them up. Like, what a total waste.
But he in his
He's like,
mind,
I got $50.
He's like, worth
Yeah.
it, worth it.
Yeah,
What
totally.
can you think of some of like the best bets?
We all won that
Oh,
bet, right?
dude.
Like
Yeah, but
can
we
you think of
won.
some of the
I was
best
happy to
bets?
give them the $10. He was happy to
Clearly.
win the $10. Like it was a win. It was a win-win.
Like I bet a buddy a carton of cigarettes that he could not smoke a carton of cigarettes in 24 hours.
Oh my god!
Is he still with us?
He is.
Did he win?
He fucking won.
Wow!
But at the end of that night, like the end of that day,
I can't imagine.
that I mean, if you smoke 2 packs a day, you smoke a lot.
dude.
That's 10 packs.
He was like yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Like his liver had shut
He
down.
aged.
It was like brutal watching him smoke it. But for me, it was worth the carton of cigarettes that I had to buy.
Hold on, who paid for the carton he smoked?
He already had it. That was the best part.
So he didn't win anything,
He had it.
Is this?
Yeah, no.
except he got the moral victory.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
I
he got a W.
I'm picturing.
And I was glad to. That was one of my favorite losses.
Yeah,
Because he looked like shit,
and felt like shit.
and he was. Dude, there was
think he stopped smoking?
a decade later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It took them a while. I would think that might put you off of smoking.
Well, because that was the old thing, right? Like they would say,
Yeah. You catch your kids and
you make them smoke that whole
the whole pack. Yeah.
like back to back to back to back, and then they throw up.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a great scene. But no, this motherfucker smoked that carton of cigarettes, and I was like, I will gladly.
Is this somebody I think I know? No.
I don't know if you know. I mean, you do know him, but
That's right.
you wouldn't. Yeah, he's one of my boys from like. It was Beach Week,
Oh.
and
no,
it
no,
was
no.
glory.
Yeah. That's
was
that's
glory.
that's evil.
That's. But it's winning.
But he had made a comment. He was like, "Man, I can smoke this whole carton." I was like, "You don't have the balls to smoke that whole carton. If you smoke the whole carton, I'll buy you a new carton." He's like, "Done." Like that was gonna be enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucked up.
I mean, you better. I mean, I'm assuming you're 10 minutes to smoke a cigarette. Like you're almost lighting. You have to light them off each other.
Well, we didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
That helps.
Well, you said finish a carton, but not in a time frame.
24 hours.
24
24
hours.
That's right. So that's doable because I see people hotbox hot. They're like,
That's half a pack of cigarettes every hour.
Yeah.
If you don't sleep. If you don't sleep. Sleeping fucks your bet.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it was Beach Week. We were up.
game time.
Yeah, he got after it. And I can tell you those first few packs went down quick.
Oh yeah.
It was the back half of that
Yeah.
equation.
I bet each
that's
one
what,
got
that's what I was
slower.
thinking because you knock a. That gives them time.
Yeah. No, you got to knock down the first few packs. You got to knock down
Well,
quick.
and you have to actively smoke because if you try to cheat the game, where it's like I'll just light it and let it burn, like that means you're not getting anything done.
No, you're stuck.
Yeah, you're running in place. It's like I bet you run a mile
See-
and then you're just standing on a corner jogging.
You got a good
You
bet
put-
for us, too? Oh,
No,
okay.
no, I'm just saying on that cigarette pack, you put like 6 in a time.
Yeah, did he do any of that?
Did he do that?
Oh, I do think at one point I remember seeing him with like 2 or 3 cigarettes
Yeah.
in his mouth, like, good.
'Cause it's kind of the same-
Which is hilarious in its own right.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm like, yeah.
I'd say I'd allow that.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't.
It's kind of
I'm
like
not a stickler for the rules.
it's kind of like the food challenge. You didn't say it had to be here.
Yes. When Stu just sends a food
Yeah.
truck. Well played, Stu.
Stu, that's the best way to do it. You not be here and we get to eat delicious food.
Yeah. I call that 2 W's. That's a 2 W's.
I love Troy.
You teed that one up.
Literally did.
I wasn't here, guys. Yeah, thanks.
We got it. We remember how much smiles there were.
That was a happy day.
We never did decide who won the food challenge this year, do we?
I don't think we have a W.
We need to figure it out. Even though there's no money, exchanging hands, we want to.
Oh yeah,
It's important.
I said that wrong. That wasn't for the food challenge. That was for the league.
Yeah, you respected the situation. I respect that.
I was trying
You
to
were
get, I was
already
trying to get
in.
in the league, not food challenge.
Oh
for
no,
this-
that
for
was the initial to get into the league
Yeah, but remember, everybody else backed out.
at the last minute. But we didn't know that when hell happened.
Was that not before?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, Stu wins. That's all I know.
We win because Stu's in the league.
Nope, it's not how that works. But
Oh,
here
I
we are.
won because I was an awesome manager. That's what it was.
Yeah, you won the whole damn fantasy league this year.
Well, I won
Congratulations.
the regular season and split the Super Bowl.
But didn't you win the big one?
We split the pot.
No, but I mean, like the final score,
The Super Bowl?
the final game of the No one wants to talk about fantasy. So you
Yeah.
just tell me, did you win or lose?
I just told you.
championship game.
We split it.
No, the number, the
No,
numerical value.
I lost because that
Did you
was
have
the
a
week.
player who didn't get to play. On
Yeah, Josh
Monday?
Allen because dude got injured.
Then see,
And I was going to lose anyway.
doesn't matter. Asterisk, and like we all expected.
Tell my wallet. $550 later. I
Yeah.
think I won.
Yeah, that asterisk is a star.
Yeah.
That was crazy though to see how many like fantasy
Oh, that-
leagues
yeah.
that like fucked up.
Fucked
Because
up
those
a
were the
lot.
two best teams.
Oh, yeah. Two of the highest
Playing.
scoring offenses. Like, with
So like,
some
of
the highest
course, you're
scoring
gonna have
players.
those players. That was wild.
Yeah, the Josh Allen's and the Joe Burrow owners
Yeah.
were like, what?
And all their receivers and their kickers. Like, everybody took a hit.
You know what's bullshit? I want to talk fantasy, but I'm going to talk high level fantasy. Burrow came out in that game. We're talking about the DeMar Hamlin game where obviously, a cardiac arrest, and unfortunately the game.
He's fine. He's
canceled.
been released from
Yeah.
the hospital. He's back home.
So now we can talk about it not
Good.
being Skip Bayless. We're not going to get canceled. So Joe Burrow did come out and throw a touchdown in 54 yards
Yeah.
in that game, which in any fantasy league is like 7 or 8 points.
Yeah.
Like that's just how that works. Depending on how your scoring is, it's going to
Yeah.
vary between like 7 and 8 points. So I had a situation where I was looking at a league and somebody won if they got the 8 points, but then when they canceled the game, they pulled all of the points off the board.
Oh, that's dirty.
And I'm like, that's bullshit. Like you should at least allow
Freeze right where you end.
that's what I'm saying. Like the game did play for 1 quarter, so it's a 1 quarter of a game, just like any other injury. If your
I was gonna say if your running back runs it in for 4 yards and you get the 6 points plus,
and if he blows out his knee,
he blows out his knee, you still get
6
those.
points.
Yeah,
like there's 6 points on the board.
Yeah. I think they should have gone
In
like this-
Yahoo, they pulled all the points off the board.
That's
and
wild.
put zeros. They just nilled it out, and I'm like, that's fucking crazy
See,
talk.
I think the NFL should do what the MLB does for baseball, which is if you get to 5 innings and you get a rain out, it still counts. Is that correct, Troy? Do you know how many
it's
innings?
like 7 innings.
Is it 7 or is it 5?
It's
5 or 6?
somewhere around there.
it's
yeah,
over half. So
Right.
I think it's 5.
So
You're
Grant-
right. I'm looking at my score, and Josh Allen has no points.
Yeah, look, see how
Right,
they
yeah.
nilled it out?
Yeah.
That's bullshit, right?
they
Because
should've-
he actually had points on the board.
Yeah,
and if
and the other dude had the kicker for Buffalo, and he has 0 points.
nilled
and
it out.
and he had
But
a field
points.
goal. Yeah,
Those points should count. I mean,
right, which is what I'm saying. Like
it's crazy.
if you get a shortened game, you should have a point. Now, granted, maybe not after 1 quarter, but if you get to halftime and then something happens like that again, or you have to shut it down, or like in MLB, if it's 5 innings or if it's 6 innings, they call it that counts. So
I do
if you
have to say,
then
like-
say, hey, you get your points.
Well, they did
Right?
suspend the game, and the game meant nothing. So that means the game never
But the
happened.
fantasy stuff, there's
Does that
reality.
come off does that come off the books for like their career stats?
Apparently, but in fantasy, now I'm going to break you down to the definition of
hang on,
fantasy.
real quick before you go to
not
fantasy.
reality.
Not real, yeah.
Real quick before you go to fantasy, did
No,
that
I already-
game have applications for other teams?
Implications.
Yeah.
Implications, not
Yeah.
applications,
Oh, yeah.
implications for other teams.
Yeah, because
So-
it was coming down to if the Bengals didn't beat the Ravens the other day, they were going to have to do a coin flip to decide where the
right. So there should have been something instead of just like it didn't.
Yeah, you can't just say it didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because what about
Because
everybody?
guess what? A dude got really injured. It happened.
Yeah, like tell Damar Hamlin
Yeah.
that the game didn't happen.
That game you're thinking about never happened.
Oh, and guess what?
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Hamlin, we took away a tackle.
Yeah.
That's not on your scoreboard.
That's the one. That's the one thing they probably fucking scored. They were like, "Well, Damar Hamlin did get a tackle." No,
Yeah.
like that's nonsense. Like it's fantasy football. It's fake.
Yeah, I'm all
football.
I'm all for stopping the game, and I'm all for stopping the points and,
I'm not
and
arguing
counting
that.
the points.
That's
And
reality.
counting the points.
But the score in fantasy should clearly count.
Yeah.
like that's bullshit.
Yeah.
because it's fake. It's
Yeah.
fantasy. I get that reality football. We say the game didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, that's reality. But in my fake ass world that I
Yeah.
care about, those points matter, and those points create.
Well, and the argument could have been that you could argue that whatever the score was at the stoppage of that game, that could be the final score.
Right.
Points were on the board.
Yeah.
Points were on the board.
So
Yeah.
easily,
the injury happened that
Yeah.
affected the
Whole
whole
both
reality.
teams,
So it's over.
it's over.
That's
easily
fine.
Game over. Bengals win 7-3.
And I'm not saying you should have actually done that, but in a
But the
fantasy
argument could be
world-
made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be argued,
Yeah.
but it wasn't argued.
easily fantasy points 100%.
It's fantasy.
The NFL needs to figure out how to handle a situation like that when it comes up again. Where's the cutoff point, or if it's points, if there's scores, game's over, whatever, whoever wins, and
I mean, if
move
it was
on.
0-0, it could have gone down as a tie.
Yeah.
and it probably should have at that point.
Yeah.
But it's like now you're telling me that in Dungeons and Dragons we're going to say, nah, the warlock can't breathe fire.
Yeah.
Fuck you, it's fantasy.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's-
There's going to be a
it's-
lot of changes coming, I think.
It's fake ass sports.
Yeah.
We're not playing real.
The problem is, sports is entertainment, and it was up until gambling got involved, and now there's real consequences, right? Like, it's not just.
Yeah, but we're not in fantasy.
But
We're not looking at people, and this is going to sound horrible. We're not looking at people as humans. We're looking at them as points. They're data points.
Yeah.
Well, I have a serious question, though. Did the sports books pay back
Yeah,
money's bet
they had to.
because the game didn't, quote unquote, happen?
I can actually tell you that because I had money on that game. That's a good question.
Because they would probably
They would have
enjoy
had
the
to.
fact that the game was called and they're
should have
not
had
going to
to,
count
but-
because, we don't have to play any bets out. We don't have to pay anything out.
Well, and that's what it all goes back to, right? Because the NFL and all pro sports now are fully in bed with all these casinos and sports books. So it's like that's what's running this. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, the money is running it because they get kickbacks from all that stuff. I mean, they're sponsors in a lot of these
Easily.
things.
Yeah, it's just because they would be. If they could keep the bet money but not pay back.
They voided my bet. So I had money on the Bills to win by 2.5.
Did you get 100% refund, or do they keep like the VIG
Yeah,
or something?
I had $15 on it, and it gave me $15 return.
Okay, so they didn't keep any of it.
It just says void,
Nice.
which is actually the last successful bet.
We're 2 weeks into it now.
No, my account, dude, I've had a real problem. Like I've been on a big losing streak.
That's how gambling works.
But I was on such a hot streak. I'd gotten to the point where I was so confident in my bets that I was like, I literally can't lose. And then
Then what happened?
I voided a bet.
You were the Miami Dolphins. We're 7-3. We can't fail.
Dude, I had money on TCU.
Oh my gosh. So did Mattress Matt.
Did you see what the spread
Yeah,
was?
that's good to point
Yeah,
out. Mattress Mac,
1.5.
we always make him look like a winner because we always talk about all the W's he has. How about that big shitty?
I saw an
loss?
article that said I want to say it was like 8.5. He's lost $8.5 million past 2 years betting against Georgia.
I'm
Because
glad
he's
to hear that. 'cause
he's a
everyone
Texas
talks,
guy.
Yeah.
but everyone hypes up how.
Yeah. Because they won the Astros bet.
So at
Yeah.
halftime when it was 38-7 on that game, I checked the spread and you could have placed a bet and the spread was 38.5 that TCU wouldn't. That's what they were giving TCU and they still didn't cover.
I
That was
heard
at halftime.
that was the biggest, the most lopsided bowl game of all time. And when I say bowl game, all the fucking bowls. And there's like 30 a year.
Yeah.
Like 35, 40 bowls. And there's been some ass beatings. But to have the national title game be the most lopsided score of all bowls that's ever been played is disgusting.
All right, well, and they didn't
That's
even.
why the playoffs are bullshit.
You mean
You put 1 and 2 against each other, you don't have this.
Yeah.
You get 4 and 1 against each other, it never works
Yeah,
out
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Thus far.
yeah.
Well, they only got one more year of it, and then it goes to 12 teams.
Yep, and that'll be
Yeah,
stupid too.
will that really fix it? Because honestly, the games were more competitive when it was 1 and 2.
Yeah, for real.
Yes, it won't. It won't fix it. It'll just draw more money.
Is TCU proud that they made it to a national title game? Like, you can't hang that banner. You can't be like, "Yay,
No.
we made it to a national title game."
No. I mean,
Like-
I don't think so.
Yeah, because like we made it to the biggest ass kicking of all time.
I'd
in a
rather
bowl
win
game.
the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Or the
They would just
Fiesta
get-
or whatever bowl,
Yeah,
peach,
some
whatever.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Just give me a Rose Bowl hat, Rose
Yeah,
Bowl
yeah,
winners.
yeah.
That way my 6th seed can just go on.
Yeah, you're-
now we're gonna have the top. What is it, 16? You said 16.
No, it's 12.
So now the top 12 teams. We've stolen the right from all of them to wear that dope hat.
you'd rather say, "Come play football at TCU," 10 years down the road, and say, "We were the 2023 Rose Bowl
Rose Bowl,
champions."
Peach Bowl, Sugar
Yeah,
Bowl. We got
yeah.
all these bowl games, but instead you're gonna get I suck.
Yeah. Oh, y'all were that really good team that got their asses taken behind a woodshed and beaten.
Yeah. You're Woodmont State. What? Who the hell
But
is
at
Woodmont
the same,
State?
but at the same time, I did like the original because it sucks because it was subjective. But when you figure out who's the number 1 and 2 teams in the old system, like there was just rankings and bowl games or whatever, but there was only before the playoffs, before just hey, we're gonna. But it's writers and coaches.
Yeah.
So it's who votes who.
Which that wasn't perfect, but I would,
Yeah.
I could listen to an argument that's better. I could
Yeah.
hear it now. I mean, these big,
I
Big
was-
10 and was it Big 12 schools that are going to SEC? Like, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But I liked the 18 shot because it's, if you stick around the Big Five conferences and you give 3 people 3 at-large bids, like, what was
Yeah,
it,
but
a couple
that's
years
what
ago?
we did this year. TCU was a top 5, and they were ranked number 4, and they made it. And guess what happened?
Trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hot garbage,
Well,
lit on fire.
I'm an underdog fan, so that's me. I just like,
Look, I like to see,
UCF.
I get
UCF
tired of
a couple years
SEC
ago,
schools winning too, but
Dude, I put a bunch of money on the underdog. I'm with you.
I love seeing other teams other than Alabama and Georgia go every year, but they are the best teams.
They're the best. This is going to be competitive.
I mean,
what is it, in the last 9 years now? It's been the college football playoffs. There hasn't been a single 4 teams without one or more SEC teams.
oh yeah,
And
That's not going anywhere.
sometimes you see the difference between conferences.
yeah,
Yeah.
'Cause the
Sometimes,
guys that-
every time.
yeah.
The guys that are second string on Georgia, on Alabama, on LSU, like those second string,
Yeah, they're playing for TCU.
They're first
Yeah.
string TCU, and TCU's second string is not even.
No, dude, I'm TCU second string. Well,
Pretty much.
mascot. But
Well,
I'm
you're in there.
I'm a recovering world class athlete.
Recovering.
Recovering.
Yeah.
I've gotten over it.
Yeah.
But you're
I
still
fixed
you're
it.
still on the verge of greatness.
I understand what I am, Stu. I like that. I like his attitude.
the wrong side, but you're on the verge.
You get it. Dude, I looked down this list because I looked down and we're an hour and 26 minutes in, right? I looked
We've
down-
covered all topics.
Not a one.
Not a one. Good. They carry over.
Give us a tease for the bullet points for next week.
You know my favorite topics that are on here?
We might not get to them.
Wassail,
Oh yeah, that's a long story. We can't get into Wassail.
drain flies,
Did you
Don't know
say
anything about that.
Cleveland Guardians.
Don't know anything about that.
Did you say Waisateneo? Or no, that's the island.
Yeah. I literally have something here that I don't even know what it means. Water for Rudy almost killed me.
Don't know what that means.
Water for Rudy.
It's written in the same. This was written on Sunday while I was partying.
This has to be about Stu's dog, right?
Yeah, that's the only Rudy, unless you're going football. Water for Rudy.
It says water for Rudy almost killed me. Like that was going to be enough to
Did
trigger.
a wife come over here?
I don't know.
No. Nope, I was babysitting the dog. Brought him with me. And I think I filled up a red Solo cup of water that was sitting right behind the bar. And did you
Oh,
knock
shit.
it over or did
No.
you step on it?
So that was a drunken late night write down on the subject. I got to tell you, this story only lasts 3 seconds. I remember it all now.
It's coming back to me.
No. So
I knew it involved Stu and his dog.
Yeah, so you had filled up a Solo cup.
Yeah,
of
and he was
water
drinking it.
for the dog,
Yeah.
and the dog slobbered it all over, right? And it got underneath. There's like a mat behind the bar here,
Oh, it spilled.
And,
it
it's
spilled, and
It's
it got
always
underneath.
slippery.
Yeah, and so I came walking through here late night cleaning up, and I hit this bitch. I hit that little mat that's behind the bar, and it slid out like it was on ice, and it fired back, and I went up like ass over tea kettle.
Oh shit!
And caught myself like
the
pinned
bar.
myself between the bar and the
And the
wall.
wall.
But like I almost went down. I was almost found dead. At least at the time, I thought that because I wouldn't have written down what if it really was killing me in the book like it was a story worth telling. It's not. But here we are.
And you could have died.
For those that
Yeah.
know Stu and his dog, they get it.
Stu's dog's like an 8-pound tea kettle.
And they carry it
He's up
around
to
like
11.
11.
and they carry it around like it's a child.
No, not like a real child, like a doll.
Yeah.
No, I don't carry the dog.
You
Liar.
do.
You're a
I didn't
liar.
carry the dog. He was on the floor the entire time, and he got up on the couch.
I have seen you walk out of here with that dog wrapped in more blankets than I get at night.
Well, that's another issue.
Yeah.
Andy's back here leaving full cups of water. Like,
Yeah, which almost killed a grown man.
yeah.
Do you want me to bring Zoe and Lily over instead of Rudy?
Nope.
Exactly.
So I got
People love bringing their dogs over here.
Yeah, so these topics didn't get talked about. Well, we knocked out the Rudy thing. The Wassail's a good story. The Drainfly is a good story. The Ectolife's interesting, and the Cleveland Guardians. Tune in next week.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
We won't.
We might.
I've been literally just carrying over stories week after week.
That's a good thing.
That's good.
Oh, and delivery driver instructions.
Yeah. See,
Please deliver the package, period.
now we know we'll be
And I
here
have a
next week.
Cincinnati 40th birthday table. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
we'll bring
That's
that one
cool.
up real quick. There was a dude who's doing his 40th birthday, and he's from Cincinnati, and he's going like across the country, and he's stopping at different places. When he got to Buffalo, he dropped off a brand new like
Folding table.
and he left it at the front door of the stadium, and he was like, for the
It
fans.
wrote a note on it.
Yeah, it was basically for the fans to do what they want with. You know, go Bills! Like we love you from Cincinnati.
It's funny because for some reason, I guess it's because they're both like blue collar towns. Like Buffalo and Cincinnati have like a ridiculous amount of respect for each other. Like they pull for each other. Like there's no animosity between them.
Well, there's been decades and decades of them just like trying to get out of third place.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so I guess they kind of respect the game.
Yeah.
You know, like what it took to get there.
Yeah, and their fan base is pretty rabid on both sides. Obviously, everybody knows the Bills
I think
Mafia.
Buffalo Bills Mafia is probably more rabid.
Yeah.
But Cincinnati's legitimately like they have been through the gauntlet.
Yeah,
They do it. So I respect that this dude did that, but I thought it was kind of funny he dropped off that table and left it there.
I'm sure
like,
somebody put a nice charcuterie board on it.
No. This is
What?
to be jumped through by
Whoa,
drunk people.
on fire. No,
Clearly. No, this is what. But I think what better gesture can you give, you know?
that'd be a great like ad for like whoever makes folding tables. Like send like 100. Oh no!
Yeah, but how
Didn't
about
somebody
you just,
get injured?
How about you're just snapping people's backs
Yeah,
though because they're
yeah.
unbreakable? That would be the best.
Yeah, some guy breaks his neck jumping off a bus onto
Dude,
it.
how great would that be? They snap their back, and then you look underneath it. It's like Cincinnati strong, bitch.
It's got a 2-inch steel bar
Solid
across
piece of
it.
lead.
Yeah.
It's like golly, that would be fantastic. So, do you guys have anybody coming out of this? Like, because I'm sitting here right now. It's very early, but I'm thinking the Bills are now team of destiny because they've got the mojo behind them.
San Francisco Bengals.
You think the San Francisco Bengals are going to win it all?
They
The
do have a good
Niners-
chance.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, look, the San Francisco
Niners
Bengals
and
have been
Bengals.
trying
Undefeated.
for a long time.
Because that would be NFC, AFC, right? Niners and Bengals.
Yeah.
All right, that's your pick.
You can write it down.
No, I respect it.
I have no pick because, I mean, really a lot of the top tier teams, I mean, I think this first round will be a lot of trash. I mean, Lamar Jackson's out. Tua's out. Like, some of these games aren't going to be competitive, but all those teams they got to buy, like, they're good teams, and the second round's going to be pretty tough. And a lot of it's going to be a coin flip.
Yeah, I think so, but I just feel like you go with that whole team of destiny bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't put that past them.
The Eagles are great, but I think they're going to have a hiccup.
Well, Hurts has been hurt.
Eagles are not great.
I'm sorry, they've had a great season.
Yeah.
Take that back.
That's
I don't think
different.
they'll have a hiccup, but the defense for San Francisco and the kid that's the wonder kid that was the last draft, root for him, and
Yeah, I
he's
like
actually
him.
doing great.
Pulling for Seattle.
Party or what?
Purdy.
Purdy.
Yeah,
I like to see Geno Smith do things. On a podcast I listened to, the Levitar show, this dude made a bet before the season that everybody was like, Geno Smith, why would you take Geno Smith over Russell Wilson? And the dude was like, look, I think he's going to have a good year. He's probably going to, I guarantee, I bet he has 30 touchdowns and 11 interceptions or better and 3,500 yards. Nailed it. Exactly what he had.
Really?
Yes.
I like that.
I mean, that's insanity. Like, obviously, he pulled that out of his ass, but to nail it, like, that's
then-
crazy.
for now, I'm saying I think Buffalo is the team of destiny now. I'm saying now.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I have $40 whole left in my FanDuel.
Oh, did you put it on that?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
But now you're starting to get me excited.
No,
I think
that
I
was
think
talking Seattle. That was Seattle.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
now you got me thinking about, I'm selfish. I'm thinking about me.
Well, they're gonna have to go to Cincinnati. Hopefully.
Don't take the $40 and put it on the one podcast. Spread it out for the micro podcasts and see
smart.
what happens.
Make the micro
Make some-
bets.
yeah.
No, I'm going to have to re-up. I think this is how this is going to go down. I'm going to have to bet what little bit of money is left in my account. And I'm going to have to pick 2 really good bets on Saturday. And I'm going to hit them both. And then I'm going to keep rallying. And I'm going to be rich by Super Bowl. By February 12th, I'll be rich as shit.
Good.
Huh.
Good for you.
I'll be rich
I'm
tomorrow.
glad you have this planned out.
Dude, this is how I do all my finances.
I'll be rich tomorrow night. I have a retirement plan. I play the lottery.
Oh, smart man. Smart man.
Never,
Objection! Hearsay!
never fails.
Never does. Unless you're in the sticks.
I win $16 every time I play the lottery
How the hell does that work?
because you get some money for like picking all your numbers. On
No,
the
but
big
like,
negative,
do you seem to net out around $16?
Yeah, you spend like $80 for a bazillion, 20, whatever.
You buy $80 worth of lottery tickets.
And he
that time?
No. I'll spend like I spent $20 on the pool.
Yeah.
I'll go not daily. No, on the random big ones, I'll go buy like $60 or $80 worth of tickets.
Good gracious. I probably would spend. Well, I probably spent just over that. Thanks to the pool. Always getting that stupid pool.
You don't want to be the guy that Lowe's left out.
Nobody does.
It won't bother me.
Listeners, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Do us a favor.
I know I won't win.
Seriously, do sign up your neighbors, sign up your friends. At least let them know about the podcast. It's the only way we're going to grow. I'm trying to get out of that micro influencer to that
Yeah.
mid-level influencer. That would
Mid-bro.
be super cool.
They got a pill for that.
Yeah. We're trying to fix it up. Trying to hook it up. If you need a mortgage, head on over to screendoormortgage.com and Jimmy will take care of you. He'll take what's already a pretty stressful situation. He'll make that part, at least the home buying situation, very, very easy. And if you
Please
haven't had
do
a
it.
chance to head over to Nectar Sunglasses, you can certainly do so and get some reasonably priced sunglasses for an even better price by dropping Abacus in the coupon code. If you haven't had a chance to send us money on Venmo, you can always do so at something Pallet House.
Yeah, it's there somewhere.
What is it?
At Inside the Pallet House.
I don't know why. It's like a fucking mental block.
It is.
It's really weird. At Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
It's because you hate money.
I get that. And if you have topics for us, please do reach over to us. The Gmail,
Not this
which
week.
is insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We would certainly appreciate the topics.
That's where we get all of our topics from.
Yeah, that we don't talk
get
about
to.
apparently.
Yeah.
But if a listener sends it in, we do try to be a little more diligent.
real.
Assuming your topic doesn't suck, we do have to pass
Yeah.
on a handful. But not yours, listener.
Yeah, not you.
I'm talking to you.
We're talking to you right now.
Your topics are great. Send them in.
You're the best. Keep it going.
InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com. But only you.
Just you.
Thank you. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dave, Joy, peace out.
They get all the shout outs.
No doubt.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?